This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And the next time you go to Walt Disney World and you're in your room and say, you know what I could really go for now? My own private movie theater. You know what? All-Star Vacation Homes have that amenities. They have other nice amenities like private pools and video games and full kitchens. But really, how many times have we all said to ourselves, boy, I could really go for that movie theater? And you know what? All-Star Vacation Home has it. And even if you're not a movie theater buff, they've got a lot of other great amenities and lots of other properties. So check them out. Visit them online at www.allstarvacationhomes.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, September 18th, 2009, and this is episode 618.
It's Friday.
I forgot what day it was. And you're listening to WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from StudiosCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse Radio. And Mike, did you know that today, Friday, September 18th, 2009, at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be broadcasting live from Bay Lake Tower?
I saw that on Facebook. That's kind of cool.
I don't even bother calling you anymore. I just post stuff on Facebook and hope you'll see it at this point.
I'll tune in. I'm going to be listening.
Okay, very good. We got one. WDWToday.com for the details for listening. 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern to 9. If you're listening to this episode in like 2010 because you're a new listener and trying to catch up on old episodes, you missed it, bro. Sorry. Also joining us on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. How are you, Len?
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. And joining us once again is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for alleears.net. Welcome, Mike.
Our biological sensors have detected an inappropriate seating pattern. Stand and move all the way to the end of your row, and we mean now. Thank you.
Stitch's Great Escape.
No.
No, the alien encounter.
Right.
Right location, wrong attraction. I wasn't thinking fourth dimensionally. And also joining us on today's show, Do My Eyes Deceive Me? Miss Annette Owens, the fabulous one from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel.
Hey, how cool is that? We're all here.
Annette, I'm going to let you finish, but I just want to say, I think Beyonce made one of the greatest videos of the decade, man.
Thank you so much there, Mr. Testa.
You jackass.
Can we click him off?
Wow.
Now we're down to 4.
Annette, they're always really giving a hard time to those southern blondes, aren't they?
There's just something about the blonde and the southern. We're just forgiving, and they know that right up front.
That's right.
You still look like you're 19. So,
and we really are forgiving now.
Exactly.
I was going to say Lenye Testa.
Lenye Testa.
Well, on today's show, speaking of Len, we have a very interesting topic for today. So interesting, I'm going to let Len introduce it. Len?
The topic for the show is discounts that aren't really discounts. And it's prompted by an article that we did on the blog, on blog.touringplans.com, where we looked at
no ding.
Whether free dining was a better deal than a room-only discount, tickets, and buying the dining plan separately. So the interesting thing that we found was this. Free dining is a good deal at value resorts. We used discount code NBH for room and ticket, and it was like $1,200 at a typical value resort for the first week in November, 2 adults, 2 kids, standard view, 4-day base tickets. About $1,337 with free dining, and $1,509 with Magic Your Way plus dining. Everything worked out the way it should. Everything also worked out the way it should at moderate resorts, where the free dining package actually saves you about $20 or so versus
$20 a day or $20 total?
No. So sorry. So the free dining, the Magic Your Way plus free dining package at a moderate resort for four nights for 2 adults, 2 kids was about $1,740. It's about $1,761 if you would have got it with the NBI discount code.
And that other discount code is still a Magic Your Way package?
Yeah, it's still a Magic Your Way package. You still get dining in its basic dining, moderate resort, same dates, same times.
Gotcha.
So free dining actually saves you $21 off that. Free dining actually saved you like $170 though at the value resort. So $170 savings at the value resort, $21 savings at the moderate resort. You see where we're going for deluxe resorts, right? So you get a really big saving at value resorts.
I'm no member, but I think I can draw a conclusion.
So
I think
here's
we're paying, right?
here's the interesting thing: free dining costs about $92 more at deluxe resorts than
You're
it
paying
does
for it.
if you just use the basic dining code and got the regular and use the regular room discount. Every single resort we checked: Beach Club, Yacht Club, Boardwalk, Grand Floridian, Poly, Contemporary, Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, everything.
Yep.
And the thing is, it was so consistent. It was either that it had to be systematic. It was either $91.60 more or $91.68 more.
So now, when you're comparing these other packages, the non-free dining, is that those other packages include the dining plan rather?
Yeah, so it's buying the dining plan out of pocket, so
I
paying
see,
the
okay.
standard rate.
Fair enough.
So
Wow.
So isn't that funny?
Well, I mean, that's always what we've said. Mike Scopa, we've always said, the dining plan, we can never just label it, yes, it's a good deal, like some
Right.
other deals that have come out there, and this pretty much proves
This
what we were
proves it.
saying.
Well, Len, I wanted to ask: are you talking with the dining plan? You're talking these numbers because you're paying the regular rack rates. Is that why?
Yeah, so that's what it is. So we looked at things three different ways, right? And all the ways we looked at it, every single scenario included the hotel, tickets, and dining plan. The only thing that varied was whether we were getting a discounted room, discounted dining, or free dining.
So, Len, if I'm not mistaken here, at the Valley Resorts, for the free dining package that's going on throughout the rest of the year here, like in November, the dates that you picked, at the Valley Resorts you get the counter service dining plan, correct?
So we actually looked at it with the full dining plan. We looked at it with free basic dining. You're right, and we also looked at it for moderate resorts both way, with the basic dining plan and with quick service.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
So now, what conclusions do you draw? Obviously, the easy conclusion is if you're staying at a deluxe resort, you'd be silly to get the free dining plan because it's obviously not behooving you. It's not giving you any benefit at all. In
So-
fact,
so
It's a little cheaper to pay for it.
yes.
So we get this question a lot. Is it better to do a room only discount or free dining? And we always used to say it depends. Now we're able to clarify it a little bit more by saying, generally speaking, if you're at a deluxe resort, it probably doesn't make sense based on what we've learned in the past. But at resorts and moderate resorts, it probably does make sense. Moderate resorts though are pretty much break even. It's only $20. You only save like $21.
Yeah.
The thing you have to look out for that is, again, going back to the dining plan, are you really going to get your money's worth out of it? Are you really going to eat that much food? Are you going to be able to get the restaurants you want? So going back to the theme of, discounts that aren't really discounts or deals that aren't really deals, the dining plan sounds great if you're going to eat all that food and you're going to be able to get into all of the restaurants that you want. But if you can't, right? Again, you skip one meal on the dining plan and you would have been better off buying everything separately.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point. I think especially at a moderate resort, I mean, you not only have to look at can you get into the restaurants and everything, but, look at the type of person you are. I mean, look inside yourself. As Apollo, the Greek god, would say, and certainly Scope has heard this many times, know thyself. And you have to, know, are you the kind of person who eats a sit-down meal every
I thought that was Socrates.
Boy, did I ever tell you guys that Zeus could drink anybody under the table?
What I'm saying is that you have to know who you're talking about. I mean, I know personally, when I'm not on the dining plan and I'm at Walt Disney World for a week, I'm not going to be eating at a sit-down restaurant every single day. So even at, given this example where, it's only saving me $20, I'd probably be better off not getting the dining plan, paying out of pocket, and that way buying my meals, paying cash for my meals, so to speak. And I'll probably end up saving more money over the long haul because I won't be eating quite so many sit-down meals if I'm paying out of pocket, thus saving some money over the long haul.
Exactly.
Well, really and truly, how many people actually get a dessert every time they sit down to eat?
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I normally do. But no, I mean, really, how many people do?
No, you're a great point in that. No, not only that, I'll add one more thing. How many people get the dessert at the counter service meals? I never order the counter service dessert because that comes in the dining plan. You have to order the dessert with the dining plan package and I never get the dessert there, so that's a great example.
Really? You never get
At
why
counter
not?
service? No, if I'm paying
Oh,
out of
yeah,
pocket,
yeah, yeah,
paying
yeah.
out of pocket.
I mean, based on what you would pay for.
Yeah. What I like to do is just fill up with the empty calories that come with a soda. I mean, that's the American way. Let's face it.
This is interesting. I mean, this is very, very interesting. Now, here's the I guess the first of all, I wonder how this would have happened on the old dining plan back when you got an appetizer with the dining plan versus, and of course the dining plan was also a little bit cheaper back then.
It's like saying, Matt, who would win a battle between Superman and Spider-Man? It's so
Yeah, but
hard to say.
It was flexible. That was flexible because if a party of two's going to eat, that meant one person could get the appetizer. You could share it.
Yeah,
One
it's
person
true.
could get dessert, and you could share it. And you
true.
didn't feel like I got to say, when I've been on the dining plan, towards the end of it, I'm not wanting to even look at food.
Yeah, and then there are
It's
people.
just more than I normally eat.
Yeah, well, what are you thinking, Scopa?
Well, I can remember that the few times I've been on the dining plan, I've ended up towards the end of my vacation treating people like Matt to meals
Wait,
because
hold on, wait.
We've all done that. Come on.
Hold on.
Yeah, why
That's-
should I be
There's the
different?
discount within the
Yeah.
discount for
I
those.
was going to say,
that
buying Matt dinner is not a feature exclusive to the dining plan.
It's true. I've never been able to use it all up. I remember one year I was down there. I there were 3 of my friends, and I said, "I'll meet you for breakfast the next 4 days."
And this is what you'll be having.
So no wonder he encourages the dining plan all the time.
There you go. How many times have you heard people at the store though? They're on their way out and they're like, "I've got to use up all my snacks. I'm getting all my soda to go," because they still have snack credits.
So now taking this into consideration, Len, a lot of people will say the number one reason I hear people using the dining plan is I use the dining plan. I like the dining plan because it helps me plan
Prepay.
prepay for everything.
Yeah.
So what do you say to those people in this situation, given this data that you have?
Well, the thing is, you could prepay. I understand peace of mind is worth a certain amount of money. The thing is, it'd be a perfect application for something like a Christmas club if they still have those at banks or at your credit union, where you just take a little bit of a payroll deduction every week in anticipation of it, and then take that money out right before you're ready to go. We have a coin jar at home that functions essentially the same way. Every day I take all of my change and I throw it in the coin jar, and at the end of the year I have like $700 or $800 in change, which is really, I guess, maybe that's more of a sad state.
Where's this coin jar
Wow,
located
where's that
exactly?
jar?
It's actually by the door too, which is really
That's
Interesting.
the
I'll
door
be
that we
right
have.
back.
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah. Well, what time do you go to work? Yeah. Anyway, so we do that. That's another option. I would think that would be the thing to do instead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with him. I mean, I'm just try to play out all the scenarios. Of,
At the end of the day, if it makes you feel better and you're losing $20, $30, $40, I guess that's okay. But for a lot of people, that would just drive us crazy.
Glenn, you're saying so these figures are on a daily basis, on a per day basis? 20 per day?
No. It's
Total.
20 overall. So
okay.
at the moderate resort, yeah, but still, it's $20 plus the risk of having to eat the food, right? I mean, or not being able to eat all the.
the risky of
the
eating the
risk
food.
of eating the food.
So before Disney's lawyers call on that, let me just say it's the risk of not being able to eat all the food, not the risk of eating the food. Lord,
Aren't you glad I'm back?
yeah, it's been fabulous. When are you going on vacation?
This is this is pretty interesting because I know that the dining plan's been tweaked over the years, and it's the value of it. I think we all can agree has gone down a little bit compared to what it was before, and this really puts some interesting statistics to it in terms of people who when they hear free dining, because for ever since the free dining promotion came out a few years ago, it's always been the big deal. Like, ooh, I can't wait for free dining. We get the emails saying, I'm hoping that when's free dining going to come out, and this proves that it's not quite the huge value that I think it used to be, or B, it's perceived to be.
Well, that's the other problem that I have is if I book, let's say I book moderate or even deluxe, and then you can't get any ADRs in any of the restaurants you want to go to.
Right.
Now you're spending all this money out of pocket just for that, and you can't get into anything.
All right, and that's why we're saying one thing you do with the dining plan, regardless free or not, is you have to plan ahead of time the restaurants. Make sure you can get into the spots you can, because if there's not going to be any restaurants really that you can get into that you're going to really enjoy. I mean, you're going to be eating at Trail's End every day, which is good.
Yeah, but-
you're better off paying cash, and you have to do that kind of research. And that's what I think.
Exactly.
That's the pitfall you really have to avoid here. And certainly, if you're staying in a deluxe resort, I mean, if you're the Silver Spoon people out there, like the Newells of the world,
That's right. We go first class all the way.
you and Buffy
Exactly.
really know how to travel.
Me and Lovey, yes, we really do.
Very good.
Hi, Lovey.
Well, very, very good research, Len. We're 2 points for you, sir.
Yay! Thanks.
And don't forget that this episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And when you go on your next trip to Walt Disney World and you don't get the dining plan because you say, whew, maybe it's not that great of a value. The good news is you can still make lots of great meals at your All-Star Vacation Home because you're going to have a full kitchen over there. Lots of other great amenities as well, even if you don't want to be cooking out, like your own private pool, movie theater, which I mentioned before, and private bedrooms, bathrooms for everybody. It's wonderful. Check them out at www.allstarvacationhomes.com. Want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Smith, Mike Google, and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Mike, can you leave your air in your lungs?
Sorry. I was reading stuff. Sorry.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.